Hello students, from this lecture we are going to study about Unit 3 Cell Structure and Functions. There are 3 chapters in this unit. Chapter 8 Cell, the Unit of Life, Chapter 9 Biomolecules, and Chapter 10 Cell Cycle and Cell Division. With this lecture we are starting Chapter 8 Cell, the Unit of Life. In this chapter we are going to study main topics about cell, cell theory, overview of cell, and prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. When we observe our surrounding things, then we can see some are living and some are non-living also. But one question arises in our mind, that what is the difference between living one and non-living one? Can you assume it? What is the difference between living and non-living? Here we can say living organisms, they are having the structural and functional unit that is known as cell, and all living organisms, they are made up of cell. So presence of the basic unit of life, that is cell, it is present in living organisms, and that's why they are living one. All organisms are composed of cells. Some are composed of single cell and they are called unicellular organism. Some are having many cells and they are multicellular organisms. So study of form, structure and composition of cell is known as cytology. Cytology is a branch of biology dealing with study of cell. So we can say simply cell is the structural and functional unit of life, because living organism, they are made up of cell. So basic structure is made up of cell, and all activity in their body, physiological activity, they are carried out by this structure known as cell. So that's why it is a structural and functional unit of life. Now you know very well about examples of unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organism, their body is made up of only one cell, single cell, and this single cell is capable to carry out all functions of life. Some of unicellular organisms, they are primitive organisms like amoeba, paramecium, yeast, bacteria and other organisms. You have already studied about in previous chapter also about these organisms and their characteristics. If we compare with multicellular organism, unicellular, they are made up of single cell, but multicellular organism, they are made up of many cells, and this cell organized into tissues. Tissue, they perform different function and they are having property of labor of division, labor of work. So all higher organisms, they are multicellular organisms. So this is the difference between unicellular and multicellular organism. Some scientists, their contribution is known among this cytology branch. Antony van Leeuwenhoek is one of the scientists. He first saw and described a live cell. Another scientist named Robert Brown, he discovered the nucleus. The invention of the microscope and its improvement leading to the electron microscope revealed all the structural details of this cell. So this way gradually a development of cytology is carried out, and now we can easily understand about cell in detail. Cell theory. In 1838, the scientists named Amartya Sen and Swan, they examined a large number of plants and observed that all plants are composed of different kind of cells which form the tissues of a plant. At about same time, therefore, same time the Swan, a British zoologist, studied different type of animal cells, and he reported that cells had a thin outer layer. So this way the scientists, they combinedly propose cell theory. According to this cell theory, actually after studying in detail, it is understood that two main points are here. These main 2 points are all living organisms are composed of cells and product of cell, and another is all cells arise from pre-existing cell. So these are main statement of this theory. All living organisms are composed of cells and product of cell, and another, that is all cells arise from pre-existing cell. So it is known as cell theory. Now let's compare between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell, their membrane bound nucleus is absent, but in eukaryotic cell, membrane bound nucleus is present. Prokaryotic cell, they are smaller in size and they are having size wise cells are smaller in prokaryotic cells, and in eukaryotic cells they are larger in size. Prokaryotic cells, they are primitive one. Here single chromosome is present, that is actually genetic material. In eukaryotic cells, more than one chromosome is present. So this is difference between number of chromosome present here. In prokaryotic cells, membrane bound organelles are absent, which are present in eukaryotic cell. These organelles like ribosome, mitochondria, chloroplast, and so many organelles are there, which we are going to study in detail in same chapter. So simply we can say prokaryotic cells, they are primitive cell comparatively, and eukaryotic cells, they are advanced in their structure and function both. Prokaryotic cell, in this membrane bound nucleus is absent, which is present in eukaryotic one. In size also they differ, prokaryotic smaller, eukaryotic larger one. In prokaryotic cell, number of chromosome generally it is 1, and eukaryotic cell, they possess more than one chromosome. In prokaryotic cell, the organelles which are membrane bound, they are absent, which are present in eukaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cells, they are primitive cell, and eukaryotic cells, they are higher and advanced in their structure and function. If we take overview of cell, they possess different shape and size. So shape and size wise, these cells, they varies greatly according to their position and function, we can say. In nature, in living organism, if we talk about smallest and largest cell, at that time we can say mycoplasma is the smallest cell. Now you know very well about mycoplasma. And if you talk about largest cell, that is isolated cell, is the ostrich egg cell. So a variety of size is observed in nature, like smallest one and that is largest cell. Shape of cell may be different type of shape, sometimes cuboid, square in shape, columnar, pillar shape. They also show polygonal shape, thread like cells shape, it is also present, and sometimes it is irregular in shape. So this way, in living organism, a variety of shape and size is available in various cells. By studying these figure, we can come to know about different shape of the cell. Here you can see variety of shape in cell in different type of cell. First, red blood cell, that is RBC. Here we can see it's a round and biconcave in shape. Simply it is button shape, which facilitate transportation of oxygen. Second, that is WBC, white blood cell. Its shape is near like amoeba, irregular shape, and we can say here shape is amoeboid shape in WBC. Third figure, it is about columnar epithelial cell. Here cells, they are long, spiller like arrangement is there, and they are narrow in size. Next row we can see mesophyll cell. Their shape is near to round or oval shape, and they are compactly arranged. In trachea, the shape of cell is elongated structure, so it's a long in its shape. Last one, it is figure of nerve cell. It's different than other cell because here you can see it's a branch and long in its shape. So in living organism, variety of different shapes of cell is there. RBC is like biconcave, WBC amoeboid, columnar epithelial, they are having long and narrow cells. If we talk about plant cell, mesophyll cell, they are round and oval. In trachea, elongated cell, and in nerve cell, the cell is branch and long. Now let's study about prokaryotic cell. We know very well prokaryotic cells, they are primitive cell. Comparatively eukaryotic cell, they are higher cell or advanced cell. These cells are prokaryotic cell represented by bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma and PPLO. The full name of PPLO is Pleuropneumonia like organism. These prokaryotic cells, they are generally smaller and multiply more rapidly than eukaryotic cell. Multiply rapidly and they vary in size also greatly. So they are having variety of their shape and size. In bacterial cell, there are 4 basic shapes are there. It may be bacillus, it means rod shapes. If it is spherical in shape, it is known as coccus. Vibrio, it's a comma shaped bacteria, and spirillum is spiral shape. So this way it's a primitive cell, bacterial cell, and it is showing generally 4 basic shapes like bacillus, coccus, vibrio and spirillum. All prokaryotic cell, they are having cell wall surrounding the cell membrane, but one exception is there, and this exception is mycoplasma. They possess inheritary material, that is genetic material, but not well organized nuclear and nuclear membrane is surrounding it. So we can say this genetic material in their body, that is naked one. So these are some characteristics of prokaryotic cell. In some bacteria, so plasmid DNA, they provides some special features like resistance to antibiotic. So this way, the additional to this genetic material, addition to genomic DNA, which is at the single chromosome or circular DNA, many bacteria have small circular DNA outside the genomic DNA. This DNA, smaller DNA, they are known as plasmid. The plasmid DNA confirms certain unique phenotypic characters to such bacteria, and one such character is resistant to antibiotics. This plasmid DNA antibiotic is a special characteristics of this bacteria. The DNA is used to monitor bacterial transformation with foreign DNA. Nuclear membrane is found in eukaryotic cells. Here, a specialized differentiated cell membrane which is present, known as mesosome, and the characteristic of prokaryote. If we talk about cell organelles present here, so we can say cell organelles which are present in eukaryotics like mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosome, and some other organelle which are not present here. They are absent here in prokaryotic cell. So this way we can compare the prokaryotic cell with unique features eukaryotic cell, and they are having their special characteristics which are comparatively primitive than eukaryotic cell. Mostly prokaryotic cell, particularly the bacterial cell, have chemically complex cell envelope. This cell envelope consists of a tightly bound 3-layer structure. Okay. The bacteria, on the basis of their staining capacity, they are classified into two types: gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. What is the difference between these two types of bacteria? The bacteria, those they take up the gram stain, they are gram-positive bacteria, and others they do not take this stain, they are known as gram-negative bacteria. So, bacteria can be classified into two groups on the basis of this difference or their staining capacity. They may be gram-positive bacteria or gram-negative bacteria. If we study about the bacterial cell is a chemically complex cell envelope which is present having 3 layers. Of these 3 layers, outermost layer, that is glycocalyx, middle one, that is cell wall, and the innermost, that is the cell membrane. This outermost layer, that is glycocalyx, may be as loose sheath in some bacteria, is called slime layer. In some other bacteria, glycocalyx may be thick and tough, which is called capsule. So this way it is clear that this glycocalyx, on the basis of the structure, organization, this may be slime layer, it's a loose sheath, and it may be capsule, that is thick and tough layer. Plasma membrane is semi-permeable, having mesosomes in the form of vesicles, tubules, and lamellae. So this way is also characteristics here. They help in cell wall formation, DNA replication, and distribution to daughter cell. Motile bacterial cell, they contain flagella. Why they are motile? Because they can move, that's why they are known as motile. So this way bacterial cell may be motile or non-motile. If motile, they have thin filamentous extension from their cell wall, and it is called flagella. Bacteria show a range of number and arrangement of flagella in their structure. This bacterial flagellum is composed of 3 parts: filament, hook, and basal body. The filament is the longest portion and extends from the cell surface to the outside. Beside this flagellar structure, pili and fimbriae are also there present on the surface of bacteria, but they do not play role in motility. In prokaryotic, we talk about ribosome. Ribosome is organelle. They are attached with the cell membrane having two subunits, that is 50S and 30S. 50 subunit and 30 subunit, and to form together, it is known as 70S type of prokaryotic ribosome. So prokaryotic ribosome is having 70S, meaning 70 subunit, and having two subunits, that is 50 plus 30. 50S plus 30S is equal to 70S subunit of prokaryotic ribosome. They are also an inclusion body. The reserve material in prokaryotic cell, they are stored in the cytoplasm in the form of inclusion body. These are not bound by any membranous system and lie free in the cytoplasm. They are like, some examples are there: phosphate granule, cyanophycean granule, and glycogen granule. Gas vacuoles are found in blue, green and purple and green photosynthetic bacteria. As for some feature of characteristics of this prokaryotic cell, this inclusion body, they are reserve material in prokaryotic cells, and their location is cytoplasm, as the cell inclusion bodies which may be contain phosphate granules, glycogen granules and some other type of storage material. And gas vacuoles are found in blue, green algae and purple and green photosynthetic bacteria. So these are some main features or characteristics of prokaryotic cell. By studying this diagram, we can compare eukaryotic cell with some smaller cells which are prokaryotic cell. Structure of a typical eukaryotic cell. Here we can see the outermost membranous structure is there, well developed nucleus in central region, and they possess various kind of cell organelle which are membrane bound organelle. Here you can see nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi body. These are well organized organelle in eukaryotes. But on right hand side we can compare some primitive cell, prokaryotic cell like bacteria, PPLO, viruses. Here you can see the structure of bacteria. It's a very simple primitive structure. Size is also very minute size, 1 to 2 μm. PPLO, they are also smallest structure, and viruses. So this all prokaryotic cell which we cannot observe by our naked eyes because they are very smaller in size. To study this we can use microscope, and under microscope we can observe their body structure easily. Now let's study eukaryotic cell. The eukaryotes, they include all the protista, plants, animals and fungi. So all higher organisms, either they are plants or animal, they are included in eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell, they are having extensive compartmentalization of cytoplasm through the presence of membrane bound organelle which were present in prokaryotic cell. No, it was not there. They were absent in prokaryotic cell. in eukaryotic cell they are present. They are having well organized nuclei which possess typical nuclear structure which is surrounded by nuclear membrane or envelope. Here eukaryotic cell genetic material, it is arranged in chromosome. It's actually unit of inheritance. In addition, eukaryotic cell they have variety of complex locomotory and cytoskeletal structure. So in eukaryotic cell again plant cells and animal cells are there, and there is a difference between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell they possess cell wall, plastid and large central vacuole as compared to animals. In animal cell, if you talk about main feature, they have centrioles, and these centrioles they are absent in plant cell. So this way among eukaryotic cell we can compare between plant cells and animal cells also. Diagram of plant cell. It gives us clear idea about plant cell which is actually eukaryotic cell, and as a main characteristic property of eukaryotic cell, it possesses well organized structure, then membrane bound organelles are present. So this is structure about typical plant cell. Here you can see the outermost layer, that is outermost protective layer, that is known as cell wall. Within this structure various organelles they are arranged in cytoplasm. Centrally located nucleus is there which possesses nucleolus and envelope or membranous structure. Some important organelles, they are membrane bound organelles present in typical plant cell. These are mitochondria, ribosomes, chloroplast, then microtubules, plasmodesmata is there which connect to neighboring cell, ER, endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth. So rough endoplasmic reticulum RER and smooth reticulum, that is SER, is present. Golgi apparatus is also present in typical structure. Outermost layer is cell wall, and then the next layer is plasma membrane. Internally located cytoplasm is there which is having this structure, the nucleus and well organized membrane bound structure. Within nucleus they also possess chromosome which is a genetic material in eukaryotic cell. Some microorganisms, their peroxisome is also present, lysosome is also there. So this way typical plant cell which is a eukaryotic cell is shown the cell wall structure, plasma membrane structure, they are having well organized cytoplasm and membrane bound organelles in their structure. Now let's study animal cell. Here is also eukaryotic cell. So it also show typical characteristics of eukaryotic cell. In animal cell, cell wall is absent. So simply the outermost layer, envelope or protective covering, that is plasma membrane. Here well developed nucleus is organized which is composed of nucleolus and nucleus envelope or membranous structure. They possess well organized protoplast. Here the membrane bound organelles, these are mainly ribosomes, mitochondria, then nucleus is present endoplasmic reticulum is present. Some microorganelles like peroxisome is present, and as you know very well, centrioles are present here, which are absent in plant cell. In plant cell, cell wall is present, but animal cell, you can see here, cell wall is totally absent. So that's why this way structure, this outermost layer in plant cell, that is cell wall, and animal cell, the outermost layer or structure, that is plasma membrane. So by studying both cell, their figure, plant cell and animal cell, we can differentiate or we can compare between these two eukaryotic cell, plants and animal cell.